Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy is brought to you in part by Tom's Place, the finest in men's fashion, located in Toronto at 190 Baldwin Street, in the heart of Kensington Market. Or visit toms-place.com. It's everything you never needed to know. This is Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
All right, get ready for this one, folks. Hippopotamostratos equipped pedicular.
Is that English?
Hippopotamostro equipedicular.
Right. Okay.
That is one word.
All right.
And I'm going to tell you what it means.
How much force?
Stand by.
How much force can a hard hat withstand? Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Roy. And this week, we scour the internet to find out these interesting facts and tidbits just for you.
Plus, in our mailbag segment, okay, finally, I will share you a couple of testimonials from our birthday and anniversary message products. And in the news, quick, to the Weirdmobile.
Totally useless information. It's everything you never needed to know.
Hey, oh, you! Where's your hard hat? Fasten your tool belts. This is Totally Useless Construction Info with Foreman Nick and Roy. Come on, let's go!
Okay, all right. Oh, my God. You know.
It's so scary.
Oh, my goodness. Speaking of scary, we're going to bring back horror movies, and we'll talk about science. Welcome back to the show. Thank you very much for joining us. 90-plus countries. It's just amazing around the world. We're in the top 10 percentile of all the podcasts in the world. Plus, we're on the radio coast to coast to coast in Canada, United States. Like, it's just amazing. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Thanks, folks, for telling your friends, too. I mean, I can't tell you how many emails we get about people that said, oh, this person turned me on to your show. It's so cool. It's fantastic. Also, I want a quick shout out. Quick shout out to Tom's Place. Tom's Place is the best place for men's clothes. It's in
Kensington Market, and you know,
Kensington Market.
And if you're listening,
up there, I'm down here in Florida.
Well,
but thank you, Tom. Fantastic, best men's clothes ever.
If you have friends or family that happen to be in Toronto, or you're visiting, please come on in, visit Tom's Place. But in the meantime, let's get to construction. Damn, that's a lot of concrete. The Hoover Dam.
No need to curse, Nick.
No, I'm not. No, it's dam, D-A-M, like the dam, like the Hoover Dam.
Like you put your finger in it.
The Hoover Dam contains enough concrete to pave a road from San Francisco to New York.
Whoa.
So that's right. So if you think about it, so the Hoover Dam contains enough concrete to pave a 2-lane highway from San Francisco to New York City. Specifically, it's enough concrete to build a road that is 16 feet wide and 8 inches thick, or 4.3 million cubic yards.
Technology in construction, and I love this. Do you own a drone?
No, I don't. I know people who do.
My wife bought me a drone.
Oh, she did?
She bought it for me for like 3 years ago. It's still in the package. I used it one time. It was very windy out. But it's cool as hell. You see everything that's happening from the camera on your phone. You can record it. It's really cool.
Nice.
I didn't know my neighbor sunbathes the way she does.
Right.
Thank you to her. No, that is not true. I'm not a peeping Tom. I'm a peeping Roy.
Right.
But drones are being used in the construction industry now. It is up 239% in 1 year alone.
Wow.
So now drones have become so popular and so good that they are being used in all forms of construction, but mainly for roofers who don't even have to go up on the roof anymore.
No, they don't.
Send the drone up there. Oh, here's your damage. Oh, look at this. They can show the customer exactly what, instead of going up on the roof and coming down and telling them. How genius. Inspectors for like hurricanes, things like that. Don't I know it? They did it with my home.
Yep.
Drone went up.
Yep.
This is the problems. Okay, but also now land surveyors. They're using the drones instead of all that equipment. The drone looks at it, it understands the distances and so on, tells them how many feet, how many. Oh, it's so amazing, amazing. Drones are up 239%. So, folks that like the stock market, look for drone companies.
You know what? Just like our show.
Total disclaimer, don't listen to me.
No, exactly. Yeah, because we're a couple of drones here on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy.
What's that noise in the background?
I'm not
Droning.
sure. Just droning on and on and on for every week. How about this? Here's my teaser.
Oh, it's Nick.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Nick.
You can't tell. How much force, here's my teaser. How much force can a hard hat withstand? According to workingperson.me, all hard hats must have ANSI impact standards for worksite use. So there's a standard, right? But to achieve this standard, the safety standard, a hard hat must be able to withstand an 8-pound ball dropped from a height of 5 feet onto the top of the hard hat. Maximum peak force. And in that equation, maximum peak force would be 1,000 pounds.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking, so they came up with 8-pound ball, a height of 5 feet.
Yeah.
Did they get to 5 feet, but maybe they had different distances, like 3 feet? Nope, that didn't. Ow! Nope, that didn't work. Ow, that didn't work.
I'm going to say this too.
Yeah.
After they dropped the ball, they're like, "Oh, that worked really well. He's got a perfectly good head, but a broken neck."
Right. His head was saved, but he can't walk anymore. Oh boy.
My God, what changed construction forever?
Italians.
Forever changed. What is it?
Italians or Portuguese?
Well, you're saying Italians because why? What did they invent?
Well, they were known for their construction, and I mean, the Romans, right?
Concrete,
yeah, concrete,
cement, concrete. They invented, right?
Right, yeah.
So you would think it has to do with that, but the thing that changed the construction industry the most ever, has absolutely nothing to do with construction.
Oh,
it's the steam engine.
Really?
The locomotive made it possible to build anywhere. The train brought the sand and the mortar stuff that makes the concrete. The train brought the steel that built the skyscrapers. The train, the steam engine, changed construction forever.
Nice.
By the way, one more thing, hard hats. I told this story once before. My uncle was an engineer on the original World Trade Towers, the ones that went down.
Yeah.
And I had an original hat from the construction of the World Trade Towers, because we went there as kids, and he put the hat on my head and said, "Keep it."
Yeah.
And it said, it didn't say World Trade. What was it called? World Trade Towers?
Oh, the World Trade Center Towers, I think. Yeah, because it was Tower 1, Tower 2.
It was called the World Trade and Commerce Center. That's what it said on the back of the hard hat. And
Right.
It had a picture of what they would look like. But it was slightly different because they changed it as they went along. They made that bigger bottom portion. Anyway.
Do you still have that hat?
I do not,
Oh,
Nick.
wow.
Somehow, I had it when I was a little kid, and I had it in my room, and and then somewhere along the line, I must have had an 8-pound ball drop on my head.
Yeah, it was really quite embarrassing.
5 feet, it was 5 feet.
It was 5 feet, and it was quite embarrassing when Roy brought a date over, and he was in bed with her.
I was like, "Hey, watch this,"
and he was in bed with her with a hard hat on. He was
and balls.
Well, because he was told
one big ball.
Yeah, because he was told to go. He went to bed with a hard hat with a woman in his bed because he was told to you must be protected, and so he did. Wow. The first nail gun. Speaking of nailing, the first portable nail gun was invented in 1907 by E. Martin Pearson, who patented a handheld bulk-fed nailer in Minnesota. And his invention was inspired by watching roofers struggle to set nails on steep pitches. So prior to this, manual hammers were the primary tool for driving nails. The need for faster fastening solutions became more pressing during the post-World War II building boom, leading to further development and commercialization of nail guns in the 1950s. So one last thing, nail guns, and you're thinking, okay.
Oh, you got more, Nick.
Just one little bonus fact. Nail guns can fire nails at speeds of 328 to 492 feet per second.
Ooh.
And some models can achieve speeds of up to 1,400 feet per second. That's the force and the power of the nail gun.
That's quite the impressive nail gun.
It is quite impressive.
That's one of the nicknames I had in high school.
Impressive nail gun?
Nail gun.
Oh, nail gun.
Nail gun. Didn't matter to me, Nick.
Nope, it did not.
Mr. Nail Gun was there. Okay, construction men.
Yes.
No, Nick. Construction women.
Okay.
Woman.
Right.
Woman.
But the way you said that sounded like Animal from the Muppets. Woman. Woman. Yeah.
Construction women.
Yes.
Before World War II, it was unheard of for a woman to be on the construction site other than to bring the lunch pails to their
Oh, really? Wow.
to their men.
How sexist is that?
Well, the women were women then. They weren't men. They weren't
Homemakers.
The demand after World War II begins, the men go to war, and there's a demand for women to work.
Of course.
Women begin to work in the construction industry in jobs that were normally held by men. After World War II, 85% of the women stay on because they want to continue to work. And also, the United States was booming at a point where we had never been before, and the construction industry was booming at a rate that it had never seen. So the women stayed on. Right now, women make up 25% of the workforce.
So years and years and years ago on those classic game shows, and whenever a female contestant would come on, and of course, the host would say, "So tell us what you do." Well, my name is Mary. I'm from, Minnesota, and I'm a homemaker.
Homemaker,
right? So
yeah.
that was the expression used back then, quite outdated. However, based on what you just told us, they still are homemaking, but they're building them now instead of running the house.
They're homemakers. Yeah, but you know what, Nick? It was revered as a wonderful thing for a woman to be a homemaker. It wasn't looked at as down.
At the time, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But now,
and then came Rosie the Riveter. By the way, that was another one of my nicknames, Roy the Riveter.
Roy Riveter, yes. Riveted with excitement.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. Totally useless information with Nick and Roy continues. Listen, laugh, and learn.
So you talked about skyscrapers earlier. So when you talk about the World Trade Center being a skyscraper. So when we hear the term skyscraper, you really, the first thing you think of is, tall buildings, right? They're scraping the sky. The term skyscraper, however, originally referred to tall sails on ships.
Oh.
The term skyscraper originated as a nautical term referring to the tallest sail, often a small triangular sail, on a sailing ship. It was later applied to tall buildings, especially in Chicago and New York City. Of course, they're filled with those tall buildings. And they began to rise in the late 19th century. The idea of, quote, scraping the sky was a natural extension of the sail's position high above the deck.
Where are you going to learn this stuff, folks?
Listen, laugh, and learn right here.
I mean, it's cool, isn't it?
It is.
The estimated tons of steel used since its development.
Oh.
Since steel was developed in the mid-late 1800s, I guess, or late 1800s, steel was being developed.
Yeah.
1,712.1 million tons.
Ooh, wow.
That's utterly insane.
It is.
It's staggering. 1,712.1 million tons. And Nick and I are tired, man. You know what it's like to put all that metal on a scale?
Yeah.
And we used one of them little Weight Watchers scale.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Be steel our hearts.
It hasn't worked for us, has it?
No, it hasn't. Be steel our hearts. Thanks for listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Here's one wonderful thing that you can do. It's really amazing. It's the Totally Useless Information birthday and anniversary messages. All you have to do is go to nickandroy.com, click on the Nick and Roy store, and you have a choice. If you have someone's birthday of a loved one, click on the birthday messages. If you have someone special that you want to help celebrate an anniversary, click on the anniversary messages. And both products, what we do is we create a totally useless information show about the birthday person and about the anniversary couple. It's really amazing.
If you listen to this show, you'll understand that we get email after email after email telling us that they've heard one of the birthday messages and how amazing it is. Folks, if you have somebody that you say they have everything, or it's hard to buy them something, or even in a pinch because we can get this done, go on to nickandroy.com, type on to the Nick and Roy store, go on to the birthday message. There's a sample there. You can hear it. It's a mini show. It's so cool. Okay, go on, do it. It's going to be the greatest gift you ever gave.
nickandroy.com and the Nick and Roy store.
Einstein was a moron. Newton was a jerk. E equals nothing. It's science, science, science.
It's science, science, science. I love that one.
Yeah, it's one of the best. Actually, it's one of the more popular ones because when people talk about our show, how much they enjoy the show and they like our banter back and forth and everything else and the information they learn, they really, really appreciate the jingles and the intros that the voice lady does. But that one there,
we try to bring you cool stuff.
that's right. And you wrote and produced that, and on your little, was it a Casio? What was
just
it?
Catchy, you know.
It was. It was on
the.
the. He played it on the Locasio Casio.
Yeah. The little Casio. I got it right here.
There you go. Right on.
Being wet, Nick.
Yes.
Another nickname that I had in high school was the Mad Wetter. But anyway, not to be mistaken with
bedwetter. Yeah.
But anyway.
That's what I thought at first.
Being wet is defined as, and this is the actual definition, liquid's ability to maintain contact with a solid surface. Okay. Now, understand that. Liquid's ability to maintain contact with a solid surface. So it's very common sense. You wet a towel, it's wet.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay. And it stays wet until it dries.
Right.
Now it's no longer wet.
Right.
Okay.
Boy.
So water is not wet.
Oh.
Water is only wet when it comes in contact with a solid object.
Well, that is amazing because...
Isn't that cool? I love that.
One.
That's like one of those, what? I smoked a whole joint.
I drank the whole bottle of Jack Daniels.
The universe is the size of a pinhead.
No,
isn't that cool? Water is only wet when it comes in contact with a solid surface.
So I think everyone, you know what? I think that is amazing because I'm going to amaze you as well as our audience because my next fact has to do with water.
I doubt it, Nick.
No, listen. I'm going to talk about water. It's not the same fact. It's not one of those things. No.
Here we go.
Water can boil and freeze at the same time. It's called the triple.
How, pray tell?
No, it's Nick. And Nick and Roy. It's called the triple point. The triple point is the unique combination of temperature and pressure, which a substance can exist in equilibrium as a solid, liquid, and gas simultaneously. The specific point is unique for each substance and is determined by the intersection of the sublimation, fusion, and vaporization curves on a phase diagram. There's a lot in there. But basically, it's that triple point with just the right amount of liquid, solid, and gas to exist at the same time.
I'm lost, Nick. I lost you at
gas?
The triple point.
No, at gas?
It's another nickname I had in high school, the old triple point.
Right, exactly. Yeah, where he was a solid, liquid, and gassy at the same time.
It's amazing that it can happen.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yep, exactly.
It's hard to fathom freezing liquid and gas at the same time.
Yes.
Although I've had Mexican food and had similar instances.
Yeah, you had Mexican food in the Arctic, and that's what happened.
Liquid and gas at the same time. That's a visual.
Oh, no, it's not.
Okay. All the bacteria in the world, if we stack it up on top of each other,
right,
it will stretch, get ready for this one, 10 billion light years.
Wow.
This is just on the Earth. All the bacteria on Earth. That's 20 times around the Milky Way, around our galaxy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's an awful lot of bacteria.
So bacteria is generally around 0.7 millimeters. Right, more or less, right?
Yeah.
0.7 millimeters.
0.7 millimeters.
So, but would it be
Nick,
different?
you know about millimeters.
I do, exactly. You see, because the number becomes larger when you're converted to metric, which is why Canadians
that's why
Canadians are always smiling.
72.
72 millimeters. There you have it.
Point 72.
Exactly. So, you have an upset stomach sometimes, or maybe you eat Mexican and you're like, oh my gosh, I have a stomach ache. And the stomach has an amazing thing, a quality. First of all, it has lots of acid in it, which is probably why you get heartburn and acid reflux and all that stuff. But there's something that really happens in your stomach. It's quite amazing. Your stomach gets one of these every 3 to 4 days. To avoid digesting itself, your stomach lining is replaced every 3 to 4 days. The rapid,
if you eat Mexican, it replaces immediately.
Right, within 3 or 4 minutes, or it's free. The rapid regeneration is crucial because the stomach produces strong acids, as I mentioned, and enzymes to digest food. And without this constant renewal, the lining would be damaged by its own digestive juices, and the stomach's epithelial cells, or the skin cells, are shed and replaced continuously, ensuring the stomach wall remains protected.
You notice, folks, Nick's using a lot of big words today.
Exactly.
Very impressed, Nick. I'm impressed with your vocabulary.
Oh, thank you very much. If I only knew what that meant, I'll look it up.
And your phonetic delivery as well.
Oh, thank you very much. It's like, when people say, I think we mentioned this on the show a few weeks ago, where they're like, if you don't know how to spell something, look it up in the dictionary. Okay, so wait a minute. So you don't know how to spell something.
Nick,
where do you
can
start?
Tell how old Nick is. Nick's looking things up in a dictionary.
Well, no, I'm just saying they used to say that way back when, before the internet was invented, right? But really think about it. It's like saying, you know what? Look on the map, right? If you're lost, look on the map, and then you'll know where you are. Yeah, you're lost. Okay.
And we had a New York City education, so we
That's
look
right.
things up in a Pictionary.
Right, yes.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. To access the full library of episodes, visit nickandroy.com. That's nickandroy.com.
Tom, Annette, and Tom Jr. had such an amazing June birthday month, they're extending the festivities even longer. Hi, Nick and Roy for Tom's Place, and the party continues with huge deals on men's summer fashions.
Keep making wishes come true with select suits that are normally $5.99 and up. Now get ready for this, a staggering $169 to $269. You heard that right. And select dress shirts, still from only $69. Upstairs, the party keeps rolling with stylish sport jackets for $109 off the price. And dress pants and shirts, get ready, $69 off 2 items.
The birthday sale includes many more incredible offers waiting for you in store.
And you can still enter to win the incredible $569 shopping spree. Just tag Happy Birthday Tom on their social media at Tom's Place TO. You could be the lucky winner.
Wow. Brand name menswear and more birthday deals at 190 Baldwin Street in the heart of Kensington Market. Let's keep this party going. Tom's Place will suit you.
We're back with totally useless information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
Okay, this is an alert.
Yes.
I have an alert
Alert.
for the listeners of this show.
Okay. What's the alert?
Wearing a tie can reduce blood flow to your brain.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Nick wears a tie every day.
I do.
And thus the result.
Well, I am part of management, so yes.
Wearing a tie can reduce blood flow to the brain by 7.5%.
Wow.
It could be enough restriction to cause dizziness, nausea, and headaches. So, 2 things could do these things: dizziness, nausea, and headaches.
Right.
Wearing a tie,
Yes.
or looking directly at Nick.
I thought you were going to say, or listening to totally useless information.
No, it's like an eclipse, you know?
It
You
is.
just don't look directly at it.
No, you need special glasses for that, or special, in this case, special headphones.
More like a welding hat.
Yes, or a hard hat that can
The
withstand
old hard hat.
Yeah, that
Listen, can
yes.
you imagine?
No.
There are people that wear ties. This is the reason why most of these executives are lunatics.
Okay.
It's great though. You come home and I know you're sleeping with the secretary. It's like, honey, it's my tie. I didn't even know what was going on.
I was delusional. Yeah, exactly.
Next thing you know, I was under the desk.
Right. That was you. So there's a species of jellyfish that can technically live forever. Right? What was the lyric from that song from Fame? Fame, I want to live forever. Maybe that's what the jellyfish is singing.
Or my favorite Queen album.
Yes.
The song "Who Wants to Live Forever."
There you go.
Did you ever hear that song from Highlander?
Highlander,
what a great soundtrack! It's by Queen. Who wants to live?
So maybe
forever?
the jellyfish are listening to Queen or Irene Cara.
Oh yes, they're loving it.
It reverts to its juvenile form. But then again, so do Roy and I here on Totally Useless Information. Week after week, we return to our juvenile form. So, so this is what happens. Known as the immortal jellyfish, the Turritopsis dorni. Turritopsis dorni. Right. Yes. So
Here goes Nick with the big words.
Yeah. So it's also known as the immortal jellyfish. It's a species that can technically live forever. The jellyfish can revert to its juvenile form when it is injured, stressed, or old, effectively resetting its life cycle. Really amazing, jellyfish.
How cool. Why can't we do that?
Exactly. Well, maybe we should study jellyfish.
Could you imagine going back to high school, what we know now? All this useless information?
and Mrs. Ferraro, our English teacher and drama teacher, would say, we taught you this? After all those years, we taught you this?
Yeah, I joke about New York City school system, but there are some teachers that were just
Columbus
great
High
people.
School.
Or at least for us anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know about the rest of those morons.
Exactly. So thank you to the audience for indulging.
That's not being judgmental or anything.
As you've heard a little bit more of our history of Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy.
Hippopotomostris equipedular. Hippopotomostris equipedular.
Right. So is that the disease that hippopotamuses get?
No. This is not. You would think that the hippopotomonstrous would be a nickname for me, but
right. No.
This is the scientific term. And get ready, folks. You need it with what Nick is doing this week. It's the scientific fear of long words.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
So
why do you think I was making fun of you with all the long words? Can you imagine? That's the scientific term. It was coined by, I forget who coined it. Some woman that was writing something coined it, and of course they used it as the scientific term. Hippopotomonstros equipedicular. It's the fear of long words. It's a long word.
Well, it is. That's what I'm saying. Wow. There's a species of...
Listen, laugh, and learn, folks.
That's right. There's a species of fungus that glows in the dark. This phenomenon is called foxfire, and one example is the jack-o'-lantern mushroom, not the one that people smoke. This fungi produces a greenish-blue glow due to a chemical reaction involving luciferin and luciferase, similar to how fireflies produce their light.
Here he goes again.
Yeah, there you go. Telling you.
So it's the same principle as a firefly.
That's right, but it's called foxfire, and it's a specific species of funguses.
Isn't that incredible? How something can glow like that?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Kind of like my smile,
right? Yeah. You could see it a mile away. Hey, you know what we haven't done in a while? We haven't scared each other yet.
Bone chilling. Blood curdling. Oh, the horror of horrors. Listen, if you dare.
Again,
I don't know if when she's screaming she's scary or when she does that.
I would say the latter, right?
Very few horror films are even nominated for an Academy Award.
Oh,
it's very rare.
Okay.
And most of the time it's for screenplay or special effects.
Right.
Okay. And those things didn't come into effect until, 20 years, 15 years ago. So very few are nominated. But in 1991,
Yeah.
One horror film swept the Academy Awards. Would you like to know what it is, Clarice?
Oh, Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lamb
Very good.
won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Adapted Screenplay.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? What a great film.
It is.
What a great film. I love that
Clean
film.
sweep. Chucky. Remember the Chucky the doll? Chucky, the really weird doll, right?
I've been to Chuck E. Cheese, but no.
No, not
okay,
that
Chucky,
one.
Yes. Chucky the doll.
So Chucky the doll, the serial killer, right, who transfers his soul into the good guy doll, becomes the infamous killer doll known as Chucky in the Child's Play franchise of horror movies. Well, what is Chucky's full name? It's not just Chucky. So Chucky had Charles Lee Ray was Chucky's full name, Charles Lee Ray. And it's a
so he has a whole name.
Right. It's a reference to 3 real-life killers. Charles Manson, Lee Harvey Oswald, and James Earl Ray.
Oh, cool.
So there you
See,
go.
again, folks, cool one.
Yep, Charles Lee Ray.
You know what gets me? I'm not afraid of these people.
No.
You know?
No.
Be a man. Don't
Right.
go after a breakfast thing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
These serial killers.
No, not that. God.
Why do they go after cereal?
I
What
have
do they
no
have
idea.
against Fruit Loops?
I have no idea. Well, that's a
Captain
whole...
Crunch.
Right.
You got to go after Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
Or that toucan?
Toucan what? No Frankenstein for you.
What?
The original 1931 Frankenstein movie was banned in Kansas.
Why?
It was banned because the state's censorship...
the men look like that?
No. It was banned due to the state censorship board deeming that the film's content as cruel and degrading to morals. This was a common issue for early horror films as local...
This is what state?
Kansas.
Kansas.
Because local communities had the power to censor movies at that time. And so they said in the state of Kansas, no Frankenstein for you.
Horror films have some memorable soundtracks.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, right.
Boom,
Of course,
boom,
yeah.
boom, 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 boom,
Just
boom.
celebrating, what, 50 years now, is it?
50 years,
Yeah.
Jaws. John Williams,
Yes.
right? Think about it. Dum, 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 dum,
Yeah.
dum, dum, dum. We all know that's Star Wars,
Yeah,
right?
we talked
You
about
know?
that a couple of episodes ago, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, John Williams, what a great musical composer.
Yeah.
Great soundtracks, Academy Award winners again. But there was a guy who made the movie Halloween, the film Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
This guy wrote it, directed it. I mean, he couldn't even afford to make it. I think we've had that they bought a cheap William Shatner mask and made it look
That's
like,
right, yeah.
to make the guy look like Michael Myers. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But anyway, John Carpenter directed, wrote, and he's the creator of that film.
Right.
He also wrote the soundtrack
Oh.
for Halloween. John Carpenter. What a multi-talented guy. Isn't John Carpenter Titanic? What a talented guy, John Carpenter.
He was-
Writes, directs,
Yeah, he was busy.
and writes the screenplay.
Busy man. He was really, really busy. So in the movie The Shining, there's an iconic scene where there's a blood elevator scene.
Oh, I love that scene.
It involved a significant amount of blood, right? And considerable amount of time to reset between the takes. Okay. So,
Yeah.
this significant amount of time, specifically, it is reported that that one scene used approximately 300 gallons of fake blood and required 9 days to reset. This was due to the elaborate setup and meticulous nature of Stanley Kubrick's
Oh,
direction.
Kubrick was about lighting and filming and everything looking Kubrick amazing.
Right.
If you've never seen a Stanley Kubrick film, watch The Shining, watch 2001 Space Odyssey, watch the beginning of Eyes Wide Shut. He died, Stanley Kubrick, in the middle of the film.
Right.
But in the beginning of the film, you get to see what made Stanley Kubrick him. The lighting, the dramatic effect of the scene. Just They didn't have to say a word.
No, and you know what? And I'm sure that when they came up with 300 gallons of the fake blood, I think it was Stanley Kubrick who said, we need that amount for the result that he wanted. And
Oh,
I'm
the
sure
guy was just
genius.
Watch the film.
Yep.
Watch when the axe comes through the wall and the face and it's what made the film the film. I mean, and he picks these oddballs that Shelley Duvall, what an odd face she has, and the way he films her, it's just fantastic. Stanley Kubrick, look up his films. Go on YouTube. You'll see scenes of them. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I never also told you soundtracks. Remember this one? Do 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 do. The song is called Tubular Bells. It was from The Exorcist. What a haunting song. Yeah, that's another one. So, Silence of the Lamb won in 1991, right? It was like a major successful horror film.
Right.
Okay. But what was the first horror film to be nominated for Best Picture?
I would have to guess it was a classic, right? Either The Exorcist?
The Exorcist.
Of course.
1973, the first horror film to be nominated for an Academy Award.
Right. Wow.
That film scared me.
It made
we weren't supposed to go.
Right.
The Catholic school.
That's
the priest said you're not allowed to go. We snuck in with my brother.
Yep.
Midway through, I said, we shouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm. It made your head spin.
I think the priest should have said, let the kids go.
Yes.
Go see what the devil can do.
Teach them a lesson.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
What's in the mailbag? What's in the mail?
So over the past several weeks, when I would do the mailbag, and I would usually pick a mailbag, an email from someone who asks a question. They usually say
Nick
they
always
love the
takes
show.
The questions.
So I said, you know what? We've been doing so many. We talk a lot about our birthday and anniversary messages. I figured let me just share some of the feedback from some of the people who had received the birthday and in one case anniversary message. And Heather, it was one of our birthday recipients. She goes, "Thank you, gentlemen!" 3 exclamation point. Oh, 4 exclamation points. Very funny, interesting, and lovely to hear my husband's own voice and sentiment to me at the end. So part of the birthday messages or anniversary messages, we give you the opportunity.
It's very easy, too. This is not complicated.
Not at all. And you click on the link that we send you and you record from your phone. And it's a specific personal message from the loved one who ordered the message to begin with. So in this case, it was her husband who left a sentiment near at the end, and she really loved it. She goes, "A birthday blessing indeed." Exclamation points.
Cool.
And then Pat ordered an anniversary message for her son and daughter-in-law. They were quite surprised to have received their anniversary message, and they thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a big hit, and thanks for doing a great job putting it together. So we're sharing this with you, the audience, because we enjoy doing these, number one, and to know that we put smiles on people's faces and make them feel good and help them celebrate something joyous is really something that really makes us feel good. So thank you for that.
We get these like crazy, folks. And we talk about the birthday messages. You got to go to nickandroy.com. Just go on it. You'll see how great of a gift this is. It's really ingenious.
Yep.
It's cool. Because you can go on these stupid Cameo things.
Yeah.
And you get like somebody like some soap opera star or some reality TV shows. And they go, "Happy birthday, Joe." This is an actual cool thing. Clement.
Yes.
I told you, Clem. He writes Clement. And then he puts in parentheses Clem.
Okay.
From Great Bend, Kansas. And I'm like, where the hell's Great Bend, Kansas? ... He writes outside of Wichita.
Okay.
So he answered my question because I was like, what the hell is that?
So here's my question.
Okay.
Where's Wichita?
Outside it's right
Great Bend.
between Oakley, Boakley, and Funkly Dunkley, So Wichita, he's right outside of Wichita or a little bit outside of Wichita. I'm not sure he says, get ready for this one. I love this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether this was a compliment or not, but he says, I'm not sure people in Kansas get your humor.
Okay. Please elaborate.
Really?
Yes. Okay.
You think?
Yeah.
We are not very funny people in Kansas.
Clearly.
I love this one. Yeah,
Clearly.
I love this one.
Yeah.
We are not very funny people in Kansas, so please do not take offense to it.
We
So
won't.
he's apologizing. He sounds Canadian.
Right. Yes.
He says, hell, I like Monty Python and my friends think I'm crazy.
Oh.
Are you kidding? Kansas people, wake up. Monty Python's funny, especially the old TV show.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like Clem. Clem, you're cool. Okay. He says, I just want to say I love the show and I'll keep playing it to my friends until they find it funny. Well, Kansas people don't give up very easily.
No, they
do
don't. Well, thank you, Clem, and thank you all for sending us an email at nickandroy.com. Today on the show, we talked about construction, we talked about science, we talked about horror. It's time for the news.
And now, from around the corner and around the world, this is TUI News.
A man from New Jersey was
good, not Florida.
Yeah, okay, I know. A man from New Jersey was wanted for retail theft in Warrington Township, was taken into custody after he was identified through facial recognition technology. So, in October of 2024, so several months before, I know what I just said, people responded to a retail theft report at Wegmans. Loss prevention personnel told police that
Isn't Wegmans like a supermarket?
It is, well, one of those supermarkets,
I
exactly.
think I was in a Wegmans once.
Well, where were you October 22nd, 2024?
Not saying, Nick,
Okay.
and I don't have to.
But,
I
right.
plead the fifth.
That's right. Loss prevention personnel told police that 2 days earlier, an unidentified individual wearing a Batman T-shirt, Batman pajama pants, entered the
Okay.
store. That's why my
He's got
tease.
the whole regalia on.
That's why I said, in the beginning of the show, I said, and in the news, quick, to the Weirdmobile. So this man walks in with a Batman T-shirt and Batman pajamas, filled a shopping cart with several cases of Red Bull.
Ooh, okay.
Left.
Well, he's a superhero. He
Well,
doesn't need to stay awake.
That's right. This is true.
Why he's wearing pajamas? Those are for sleep.
Well, but
It's very confusing here, Nick.
it is because maybe he couldn't sleep, so he needed the Red Bull. I don't know. That was
Who knows?
Who
Who knows? Maybe he slept too much. But
did.
who knows? But go on.
Well,
go
with
on.
all the
So
Red
he's got a cart full of Red Bull.
Well, here's the thing. He left without making the purchase. The store,
So he thought he was going to fly out because Red Bull has wings.
right. That's right.
So
no,
do bats.
how do they put
so
it?
maybe that was the thing, the correlation. Red Bull
has-
has wings and Batman has wings. But go ahead.
What is their slogan where they say Red Bull, it gives you wings? Really annoying.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh,
Or
the-
you could do it like that too.
Yeah. That's why I wasn't hired.
Which makes me question things. But go ahead.
Which is why I wasn't
Not that
hired.
there's anything wrong with that.
Not at all. That's why I wasn't hired for that voiceover. But anyway, $199.39, just under $200,
Whoa, $199 worth of Red Bull.
and 39 cents to assist in identifying the suspect.
I wasn't joking.
No, he wasn't. Warrington officers reached out to other law enforcement agencies
So they let him go.
while they couldn't find him, right?
Well, he's Batman. He can do a lot of stuff. He
So-
evaded the police.
So what they did was, because they actually have his face on camera, through facial recognition technology,
You know where they found him? They found him in some factory room with the penguin going, in 18 seconds, the rope will break, and you and your pajama pants will fall into the vat of acid.
No,
I'm going to leave now so you can escape.
I know the Batman movies or TV show was always like that, right? It's like no, he would fall into, and after 18 seconds, the rope will snap, and you'll fall into a big vat of Red Bull. That's what will happen, right?
And you'll be up forever.
That's right, exactly. That's the punishment. Kevin McMichael,
Michael McMichael.
right? Sorry, he loved McDonald's. No, Kevin McMichael, 31 years old, from Highland Park, New Jersey. A warrant
so we
for
have this man's name and everything.
Well,
We have his
because
face,
they saw his
name,
face.
and his attire.
right. Well, you
And
know.
we know he's awake somewhere.
Yes, exactly. A warrant for McMichael's arrest was issued, and he was arrested on unrelated charges, even.
Ooh, so
Along-
they got him for something else.
That's
as well.
right. Along with other
They were
outs-
like, "You're an idiot and you're in pajamas."
Yes. Hey, that's all the time we have for this episode of Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. We will scour the internet far and wide to find more totally useless information just for you.
Until then, we really do appreciate everyone that tells their friends and tells people to listen, because that's what's built this show from a little itty bitty show to 90 countries around the world. We are so humbled by that. We really are. And thank you so much. And we do enjoy doing the show.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Roy.
Thanks for listening.
Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy is recorded and produced in Canada. For more totally useless information, visit nickandroy.com. That's nickandroy.com. Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy has been brought to you in part by Tom's Place, the finest in men's fashion. Located in Toronto at 190 Baldwin Street in the heart of Kensington Market. Or visit toms-place.com.